Hi, it's Ryan from Clovis Star Media. So I wanted to report on this from a court in Nevada. The prosecutors in the case of Ammon Bundy and co-defendants are asking a California blogger to take his information of FBI informants off of his website. So clearly, since the prosecutor is concerned about this affecting the case, these people that are listed on this man's website are clearly informants. I mean, that's one give. And then the other gives are, of course, the discovery evidence from the Oregon trial of Ammon Bundy and co-defendants. But this man, Gary Hunt, of Operation Mutual Defense, has refused to take off the information. And so just to support him and to give a little bit of mirroring of his information, just in case it is ever taken down, I wanted to make sure people know that they can in fact find this not only at outpost-of-freedom.com, but I've also got this saved on archive.org. And so I've been dealt with people that I know personally who have reported me to the police, and I've got their discovery evidence of them speaking with the police on the phone when I went to court, when them trying to say, hey, you need to go arrest him, he's been saying stuff on social media, and then the police are like, he has a right to freedom of speech, but you need to go arrest him, you need to go arrest him. I mean, this is what I've got on my website here at opinions.clovistar.com. And so after, that all happened to me, I went looking at these people's records, and if I can find it, it's really interesting what their records look like, where their records have been sealed by the court and information about them have been redacted for whatever reason. Some of it was there just 6 months ago, and now it's recently been redacted. But, they're proven informants, proven police informants, because I've got evidence, I've got their voice speaking to the police, giving them information on alleged crimes, trying to get another person arrested. That's the definition of an informant. Now this is what I found. I'm not going to give the person's name, but I go to the idcourts.us. So if you go to www.idcourts.us, you can see a court repository for Idaho, for all of Idaho. And in a case that was dismissed against me after being assaulted in my own home by somebody, and then them saying it was all my fault, the prosecutors dismissed my charges, I go to their court records and I find multiple cases like this. One case found, case sealed by the court or judicial order, and there's a whole list of records. This is just one of like 7 that are redacted or sealed, case sealed by court rule or judicial order. That's interesting to me. And so that's one way when people say, oh, that person's a snitch, that person's a snitch. You can't always trust people. Sometimes people are just, interested in, hurting somebody or offsetting responsibility for something or whatever. But, you've got to, do your due diligence to find out. And not all court repositories are available from the courts themselves. Sometimes you need to go to websites like Ben Verified. That's one of many. Ben Verified. There's a whole bunch of them that you can get background checks on and get a little more information. But anyway, to get back to the guy here that, like I said, Gary Hunt of Outpost of Freedom, posted this on Christmas, and this is a list of informants in the Malhuer Wildlife Refuge case against Ammon Bundy, which those 7 defendants recently got their jury to nullify their charges. Jury nullification is really important in this case. I want a lot of people to understand that. So anyway, if you go to these links on his website, Outpost of Freedom, or outpost-of-freedom.com, these people are listed. I think there's 7 of them here, and it was revealed in the discovery evidence at the hearing of Ammon Bundy and his co-defendants that there was a total of 15 informants working alongside of these people at the refuge, pretending to be protesters and patriots or whatever. But in the on the slide, they're giving information every day to the federal government or the FBI to build a case against these people. And so they were informants from day one, and Mark McConnell was one of the people that was arrested and then released, of course, but was arrested with Ammon Bundy and Ryan Payne and Ryan Bundy and all them when Lavoy Finicum was killed by the FBI and Oregon State Police. And, he's one of many that were there, and only 7 so far have been identified. And like I said, do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it. It's definitely something to look into, but there's a lot of court records here and discovery evidence that have been posted, so much so that the prosecutors in the Nevada case against Ammon Bundy are calling for a judge. The prosecutors are saying that they want this information removed from Gary Hunt's website. So what I have done, and I've shown people this in the past, because the same family that tried to snitch me off and get me busted for assaulting them when they came to my house for an assault, they came to bring violence to me and in fact hurt my little boy in the process. They keep saying, oh well, he's removed stuff from his website or whatever, and he said this and he said that, and there's no proof. And so what I've done is I've shown them this archive.org, which you can go to and find all of these documents. So for example, let's just look up Mark McConnell's. I'm going to copy the link address. I'm going to go over to archive.org, and I'll post a link to all of these in the description of this video as well. And as you can see, there's 2 hits. On the 7th of January, yesterday, when I started looking this up and giving a little bit of help to Gary Hunt. So here it is. This is the same page. This is just at the Internet Archive at archive.org, and it's documented in full context. So you can go all the way down and see the full context. And sometimes the images aren't available at archive.org after it saves it, but in this case they are. So there's one, and see if I can get some more for you. It's just how can they censor these First Amendment issues, first of all. Secondly, we have a Sixth Amendment right to be able to face our accusers, right? So Ammon Bundy and the rest of the defendants have a Sixth Amendment right to face their accusers, and you can learn more about that here. The matter of informants and government's effort to protect the names of those who have snuck into our midst is a denial of justice to some degree. The Sixth Amendment right, quote, to be confronted with the witness against him. See, and that's exactly how I obtained information, and they probably didn't think I could, but when people have lied on me and tried to, push fake charges on me, they probably didn't realize that their conversations were being recorded with the police, and I was able to get those recordings and post them on my website. The Freedom of Information Act is pretty powerful in most cases. I'm just not sure why, like, the court has sealed some of these things, and I'm guessing they could do that in the Ammon Bundy case as well, but like why it would say this, case sealed by court rule or judicial order. So not everything is available to be gotten from the Freedom of Information Act, at least not directly, but as you can see here, this man Gary Hunt was able to receive the discovery evidence in these cases from the FBI and then posted them on his website. So there are ways around it. Even when the court seals something, we still have rights. We have Sixth Amendment rights, First Amendment rights, and the Freedom of Information Act opens a lot of those doors. So if anybody is trying to do that to you, false charges, lies, accusations, informant activities, there is ways to go about getting that. And I just wanted to make sure people are aware of that and that these documents are in fact saved. I'll show you one more here. It's interesting when everybody was saying, when people were being accused of being informants, like Mark McConnell, everybody's like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. There's no proof of that. And then it comes out in court that, in fact, he was paid money by the FBI to do what he did. And that's, discovery evidence. That's a credible government witness with records of the payment and so on and so forth. And now everybody's like, oh, well, I guess we were wrong or whatever. Yeah, well, sometimes a conspiracy theory is based on a fact, but the fact isn't proven until later. So conspiracy theory often turns into conspiracy fact. In this case, this conspiracy theory turned out to be a conspiracy fact. I'm going to go ahead and do one more of these just to show you. I've got one link saved. I think it's for this Terri something or other. And see, a lot of these people are just straight up criminals. And the reason that they snitch or become government informants is to get off charges that they've presently got and that they're dealing with in their own lives. I got Alan Varner Wolf. Now, I don't know a lot about this guy. I haven't read a lot about him, but there is a whole lot of information here from the courts. And, oh yeah, these are all courts. These are CHS. But yeah, these are people that have been, arrested. A lot of them have been arrested for something or other. They never serve more than a day in jail. They, start singing like a songbird when they get in jail. And, these serious crimes they're accused of, they hardly ever, if ever, spend any time in jail on them. That's another something that makes me suspicious. If someone's been, you hear about old Joe or old, Brad or whatever. Hey, that guy just got arrested for such and such. Yeah, it's a bad one. Yeah, he's going to be locked up for a while. And then the next day he's skipping down the street. That's sort of an indication that maybe they've been singing a little bit